Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve, and welcome to a special holiday VODcast of the Overworld Glitches Mentor Tournament. I am Espeon. Today with me I have Malmo. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Are you excited about this race that you've totally haven't seen before?
Well, I don't remember anything about it, so it will be perfectly fine.
Perfect. I would want to forget this race too, if I were you. This
so
was
on the right side we have Krelbel, mentored by Espeon, yours truly. And on the left side we have Adilor, mentored by Orange.
And it looks like both of them are taking the same opening route, heading to the Hylia Island to check the item. The item is accessible, so if they choose to grab it, we'll be seeing a clip. It looks like Adilor is actually going to blind pull it.
Blind pull is an option. I don't usually go for it. Oh, no.
I think I see a mentor intervention on Adilor's side. Most likely Orange telling him not to blind pull that item. And now he can go to Hobo instead from this clip, getting him an extra check he wouldn't be able to get if he had blind pulled it. Unfortunately, when you go on that side, you do aggro the guards, and they can get quite in your way. Krelbel is doing a setup for fake flippers here, invented by Espeon himself, where you just hold up left as you transition, and that sets you up on the perfect pixel to do a fake flipper. Just a heart piece on the Hobo. Adilor is still working on that teleport, but he gets it, and he's going to be heading the same direction.
Everyone does the setup now. It's great.
It is good. Except for the cool people who do the rail flip.
This is true. It's not faster. This is slightly slower, but it is a easy and consistent setup.
Yes.
Which is why a lot of the people in this tournament are opting to use it.
The rail clip is quite tricky and a little bit risky. You can get not quite a soft lock, but you have to wait for Link to go back inbounds, and that takes quite a bit of time. Just green rupees on the tree pole. Krelbel is going clockwise through the Lost Woods, an unusual choice. Let's see where...
I usually let my mentees kind of pick whatever opening route they want, because they all kind of wash out in the end, and then we route around it. Whatever.
Yeah, they're all the same. Clockwise, counterclockwise, it's basically personal preference. I know Orange really likes the clockwise play, so we might be seeing that from Adilor as well. We get our first map check. We got a green pendant at Tower of Hera and a red pendant at Eastern Palace. Krelbel appears to also have a broken arm. Red rupees on what I imagine is the tier 1 tree pole. Not quite sure what tier that is, actually.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's tier 1.
Krelbel has not checked Bonk Rocks yet, so he's going to make a pit stop there before climbing the mountain. Adilor is actually going counterclockwise. Counter to Orange's usual preference. I imagine he probably chose that route himself. So Krelbel is going to do a Death Mountain Ascent here. This is a little clip that gets you into the Old Man Cave from the front. Drop, drop, and you're in.
Can't see anything here, but so the Old Man Cave itself is not in logic, but there are other ways to access Death Mountain without going through the Dark Room here. So Death Mountain in general isn't logic.
Grabbing that Old Man Save and Quit point is a common play among runners because it does give you quick access to the mountain and lots of the Dark World if you were to find a Moon Pearl. It is a very high priority location just for that alone. And we get a hammer. Krelbel is going down the mountain to Graveyard Ledge, setting up that subpixel by grinding along that railing there. Puts him on the ledge above Graveyard Ledge. This will set him up with some bombs for Kakariko Village. He will also most likely drop down and use that broken camera he got from Death Mountain Descent to drop into the Houlihan room at the nearest hole. In this case, the nearest hole being the Bush Fairy, because he doesn't have a glove to get to the other one.
Here we're just debating about picking up money because initially Krelbel was worried about skipping rupees, and then it's like, okay, well, there's money in Graveyard Bunch, let's just get it. Although we don't really need it because of Houlihan.
Houlihan, yeah. But how many times have you gotten to Zora with 479 rupees, and just thinking about that red ruby you left behind somewhere doesn't feel very good. So when you exit Link's house, you can continue that route to whatever your Link's house opening check would have been if you hadn't gone to the hobo. In this case, this is going to be Sahasrarla's Closet, a common opener for boot start modes. You almost get like a free extra opener out of doing this Houlihan route. Krelbel has vetted the sprite himself, he says in chat. Likes to reshuffle until he gets one that looks good. Adilor is going to take that Houlihan south. He's going to go to the South Shore and probably hopes to find 100 more rupees for Zora. South Shore usually ends at a water walk to Zora and Waterfall Ferry. Having already checked the hobo, he has nowhere else to go besides that and save and quit. And there's 50. Krelbel is gonna
opting to go to Kakariko Village here. Gonna get these relatively dense checks, but does not have a bottle or anything else to really make this more efficient.
It's a common play to put off Kakariko Village because not only do you go here, but you go to Desert Palace through a clip, and around Desert Palace there's a lot of overworld checks that require items. For example, the shovel that Adilor is about to pick up is one of those items you might want to have before going to Desert, because the shovel is just a clip away. And we have a Master Sword in the back of Blind's hut. Having only 3 bombs, Adilor opts to kill the mini Moldorms with his sword. A little bit safer than using the hammer here. Lots of rupees in Mini Moldorm Cave. Adilor's got to be happy about that. He's about to go to Zora and would like to have an extra 100 for the bottle vendor when he goes to Kakariko. And he gets the God Pickle, as Krelbel likes to call it. When you dash across the bottom of that screen and the buzz blob doesn't get in your way, we call that the God Pickle.
Oh, hello, Crab.
Nice dodging and saving that bomb. Precious 3 bombs here. And you want to have 3 bombs going into Kakariko. And that's a mirror at Ice Rod Cave. So Adilor,
both a good thing and a bad thing to see, depending on where you want Pearl to be.
Yeah,
it helps you route Dark World a lot more efficiently, but also opens up Pearl in some pretty nasty locations.
Definitely. Pearl can be in the Dark World, usually locked by either the mirror or the mitts. So those are 2 items you kind of don't want to see before Moon Pearl, no matter how convenient they might be. More money. So Zora wasn't getting orphaned in this seed. Krelbel has a very nice rupee count right now too. Krelbel is not actually setting up a bomb clip there, he just hit Y by accident instead of A common thing to occur when you're contorting your fingers to do these clips. And all that for a single arrow on Desert Ledge, which Krelbel is going to pick up, probably for the memes.
Meanwhile, Zora has 20 rupees, which is whatever.
Sure. It's never 20 rupees when you orphan it. It's always like a sword. Adilor finds a compass in the front of Tower of Hera. What that means is definitely an item upstairs somewhere, which he's going to have to choose to go up there or not because this is a pendant. And he says no. He uses his map to get out of the dungeon. He's a little bit lost. He's trying to find the exit here. Ether in desert and a book. Keep in mind, Adilor has not been to desert or Kakariko yet, so he's going to have the book and the shovel to check when he gets there. Adilor looks like he's getting some on-the-fly mentoring as well. Just a reminder of how to set up this teleport. If you clip all the way through, you just pop up, and that doesn't help you. You have to set up a downward teleport on the third bump here, and you can get onto that platform.
And then going to, of course, immediately check Ether Tablet right away.
And it's nothing. Krelbel is going to run right past Bombo's tablet, having no book to check it. Meanwhile, Adilor is... Was that half magic? It was.
It is, yep.
Yeah, you don't turn down half magic this early in the game.
Oh,
No matter how not required it was, it's good to have. You never know what you're going to run into later this seed. Krelbel is going to do a little clip to get back up here to get to Agina's cave a little bit quicker. You want to end this route at Agina's cave if you can, because it is slow to walk out. Having the ability to just save and quit out saves you a little bit of time.
You know, I've always just kind of assumed that's true. I should probably time it at some point, because it is like 3 screen transitions, but I would still rather time it than just kind of assume it.
I would like to know what the most optimal route is when you have all the items, including the book and shovel. I've tried a bunch of different ones, and I find it hard to judge which one is faster. And I really want it to be the Bombo's Hop, because that's one of my favorite things to do. But I don't think that actually saves time in any circumstance. Bombo's Hop is a little teleport you can do where you get back on that ledge and then you hold up as you transition, and it pops you right down to the Bombo's tablet ledge from Cave 45. Krelbel is going to retrace Adilor's steps, get these South Shore items, mostly money, but also the shovel.
Which will, of course, make us immediately sad.
Indeed. These are the kind of item locations that get you to question your opening route. This little clip Adilor's doing is a little shortcut, but if you don't get it on the first try, you better to just run around and not waste time trying to do it over and over again.
I actually prefer to just dash buffer through that slope, because my dash buffers are pretty fast. And it's more consistent, because spin speed is dumb.
It's because you're on keyboard.
It's not because I'm on keyboard.
Canis Samaria in Paradox Cave. That opens up a little bit more Moon Pearl locations in the Dark World. Specifically Turtle Rock. Canis Samaria. So Turtle Rock is accessible using the mirror. If you can get onto that Turtle Rock platform, you can use the hammer pegs to open up the portal. Use your mirror to mirror clip into Turtle Rock Bridge, and then Death Warp to get Link State in Turtle Rock. Once you're in there, you have only a couple chests, but if you have the cane, you have a little bit more than a couple. And that's a scary prospect for anybody looking for the Moon Pearl. You do not want to be going in there to look for your Moon Pearl. Because not only is that a difficult dungeon to take on, half of the time you just find keys and nothing else. And it's really easy to lock yourself out of locations when you don't have the Fire Rod because of that fire rod lock area can lock keys that you would need to progress. Adilor is doing something we call a pyramid fairy clip. He's checking his map here, which is actually really nice for us because we get to see where the map thinks he is. The map is showing his icon on the pyramid. And we're going to take advantage of that by plopping a portal down on the pyramid. What that allows us to do is get to Link's house somehow. With that portal saved, we're going to do a death warp here to do that. If you just save and quit, you lose your portal. But he's going to run over to Hyrule Castle and find a portal there. And he's going to run into it, and that's going to clip him into Pyramid Fairy. No red crystals needed.
Death Warp here is definitely the safest option, especially if you're only on about 4 hearts or so, you can die pretty quickly. Also, that fireball on Krelbel screen got very close to us.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you don't dash here. I guess just being a little scared.
I mean,
pretty safe.
Because the fireball was there, he lost the free lineup.
I see.
So we were just really scared.
Yeah, without the lineup, it's not free. And if you bonk, you lose your water walk and you soft walk, and then you're sad.
So nothing here on Pyramid.
We're gonna mirror to the uncle.
Okay, we're gonna get the bombs.
Yeah, we only had 5 of them. That dash is a little scary when you do it the first time. It feels like it should crash into things, and you always miss them just a little bit. There's a bottle. Bottle is very convenient. What that allows us to do is, instead of using a mirror clip to get to those logical Super Bunny checks in Village of Outcasts, we can do a fake flute. A fake flute is a glitch where you use a blue potion on the same frame you screen transition in the overworld. And you get to use the flute menu to in the Dark World, getting there a lot faster and giving you a free Super Bunny to get Link State off of Thieves Town.
Oh, okay, this is silly. Krelbel doesn't go to either Devwood. Once he gets to the book, he just jumps down. And I'm just like freaking out, like, oh my god, and he just jumps down the hole.
And he just drops. There's a clip of this where you can actually hear Espeon and Krelbel, and you can just hear Krelbel's brain turn off here. I think it's common when you have a mentor kind of talking you through something in your ear that your own plans and your mentor's plans sort of interfere with each other. And you get this weird little destructive interference that just kind of shuts you down. And it's hard to recover from.
Yeah, so now we fix it. We just save and quit because, like, what else do you do there? And go back up to check Ether and actually get half magic.
Krelbel.exe has stopped responding. Yes. We have at least 2 clips of this happening to mentees. It happened to one of mine too last week.
I think I just caused brain jams by being a mentor. There are like 5 clips now of people just doing something, and I'm just like freaking out in the background.
Yeah. Well, some of them are brain jams, and some of them are interesting close calls. I do want to make a brain jam compilation at the end of this. That looks a little bit too far from the ledge for Krelbel.
Yeah, this is fun. This is because I'm actually teaching this to him right now.
Oh, that's really awesome. Okay, so we got some on-the-fly mentoring again, which is always good to see. That's what this tournament is all about. Espeon is guiding Krelbel to the correct pixel.
It's also pretty fun because this is like an NMG kind of tech, not an Overworld Glitches thing. So you can still learn stuff even if it's not related to Overworld Glitches specifically.
You can learn things from your mentees too. Having a mentee who knows NMG is really handy. Adilor is on 1 heart here, going through Dark Cross. I think he's out of the woods though. He's really close to that chest, and he's going to pick it up for a red rupee. And that's a save and quit. There isn't anywhere in logic he can go to from here. Let's see where Adilor goes next. Krelbel is just retracing steps on the mountain. Adilor is going to head over to Kakariko Village. He hasn't been here yet. This is new for him.
So yeah, Adilor, there are 2 X pixels that work, and then for each X pixel, there's I think 4 Y pixels, but the ranges are different depending on which X pixel you're on. So you have to know kind of 2 setups, and I know both because I don't know, I'm weird. But most people only learn 1, I think.
I missed that bow in Kakariko Village. That is an interesting item to find when Eastern Palace is a pendant. It's a hard location to pass up, but when you've already done Sahasrarla's Closet, you sort of orphan that check, and it can be a little bit hard to convince yourself to return to it.
Yeah, Chex is right. There are 3 X pixels, but one of them is less lenient than the other 2. That bum jump is weird.
So while these runners are retracing each other's steps, be sure to give them a follow. They're in here in chat with you, watching us scrutinize their gameplay. Be sure to also follow my co-com Espeon, who is also Krelbel's mentor, and also Cinaeth, who has been putting on pretty much every single restream of this tournament.
I think
with a couple exceptions. I think there may have been 1 or 2 at the very beginning that weren't him.
Oh, this dead rock. Why are you here?
Dead rocks. Krelbel is gonna go. Oh, Krelbel's gonna go to the Dark World here. He's gonna clip up to this platform, use the hammer pegs to enter the Dark World without the Moon Pearl. This is all in logic what he's doing here.
Yep, at this point we've pretty much exhausted everything except, I think, just Eastern Palace dip, and then a bunch of fetch quests that we don't want to do yet, so we're just gonna go here.
There's also the Village of Outcasts, Mirror Clip, Death Mountain Descent checks. Those are all very slow things to do. Krelbel has not actually been to the escape yet either. He doesn't have that bottle that Adilor found at the uncle. So when you're already on the mountain, you just do these checks because returning to them is very hard to convince yourself of. Krelbel is finding that mirror clip spot. He's gonna put a mirror portal down, and then
right here.
I think he's a little bit off, so he's gonna put a mirror portal down, and he's gonna walk into that ledge drop, re-enter his portal, and then put down another portal. Oh, he's not gonna put down another portal. He's just gonna drop down. Yeah, you just drop down here. I don't do this very often. This is usually my last check.
Well, we were right here, so we're like, alright.
Yeah, this makes sense. Mimic Cave is also open. It's an easy location to forget. But when you have the mirror and hammer, that's all you need. It's completely in logic. Just a red rupee, though. Keep an eye on Adilor, too. He's going to show us some checks around the desert overworld area that we didn't get to see from Krelbel because he has the book and shovel.
And here we have to death warp in the dungeon. Malmo mentioned this earlier. When you die in a dungeon, you get Link State, even if you were Bunny. And we get a very discolored Link sprite here, flying on the ground.
That was a very gross color. I'm sure that had something to do with Krelbel's sprite shuffler and bunny randomizer that he's using. He built that tool himself. Not only does it twist up Link's head sprites, but it also picks a random bunny sprite from a sprite pool to use for that seed. And here's Bombo's tablet from Adilor. He's a little high for this teleport, so he's going to go down one pixel lower. Nope. So he had the teleport pixel, but he didn't buffer the down right.
Krelbel is almost dead. We have 4 hearts in TR with green mail, and that is basically the same as 1 heart.
This seems to happen to you a lot, Espeon.
TR is scary.
TR is scary. Nothing good on Bombo's tablet. So our next check is going to be K45 and then the shovel. Another new check for us. Krelbel says, Espeon, the Pied Piper leading mentees to their death in Turtle Rock.
Oh god, please don't slash this pokey here. It's so scary.
Oh, oof.
We're having a good time. We're getting the keys. It's fine.
We're good. It's just this skull down here that does 4 hearts of damage. Just don't go down the middle. There you go. You get that crucial half a heart of leniency. Now, Krelbel has to remember here that he doesn't have the Fire Rod and not try to go to the Fire Rod lock side like so many of us have done.
Yep, we just
Adilor lands right on a cactus and it doesn't hurt him somehow.
I have a suspicion that the cacti don't really expect you to jump down on them, so they don't really work correctly.
I'm sure they don't. I like to think they have flowers on top that cushion your fall. Cacti have no aerial predators, so they never evolve spines on the top half. Glitch runners are an invasive species in Hyrule.
I mean, sure.
They've killed the local duck population. There you go. Krelbel has pointing out that he has 1 key, and he has to choose between Lava Chest and Laser Bridge. That is a difficult choice. Neither of them is unlogic, but...
Right, here's the thing, actually. Here I am incapable of counting, and I think that we actually have guaranteed access to Laser Bridge because I'm bad. So I count wrong, and I just say go to Lava Chest.
I would still do that because Laser Bridge is easy to get to. When you get the Moon Pearl, you can just mirror wrap there, rather. Gets you straight there, and then you'll just go backwards to Crystal Roller Room. Which is something you would have already checked from here anyway. I think even if I had to choose, I would just choose this one. This is a harder chest to return to. Adilor is going back up the mountain. Let's see where he goes. Looks like he's going to pod. No. That is the clip you do. Nope. That is banned. That is the clip you do in the restricted Major Glitches speedrun. We do not do that in Overworld Glitches.
But
so he's gonna try again. He's not gonna eat. He's just gonna
new category called Hybrid Major Glitches.
Yes. Let's spread the love. Hybrid Major Glitches is our attempt to get Overworld Glitches players into restricted Major Glitches logic without having the things that make Major Glitches randomizer tedious. Specifically the awful locations the Moon Pearl can be in. So Krelbel is also kind of noting that despite all the divergence here, everyone's basically doing the same checks. They're just doing them in different order. And the only real inefficiencies that are coming about are the items that Adilor found and got to route in with those desert checks, showing us the value of a late Kakariko play in a seed like this.
That being said, we still haven't found a Moon Pearl yet. Ooh, ether in this room. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, you get that hammer on the ice enemy and it kills it instantly, dropping a special prize pack that actually matches up with prize pack 3. In the vanilla game, that would be magic. Krelbel is wondering what exotic location is going to have his Moon Pearl.
No, Ice Prize is not Stone Prize. It is from Prize Pack 3.
Well, so there's kind of two different ice prizes you might be thinking of. The one we call the Frozen Prize is the use a hammer on a frozen enemy. It's a very specific prize, and it matches up with Prize Pack 3. But if you kill a frozen enemy with any other weapon, it does drop the stun prize. Adilor is going to use Ether again here for a little safety and probably quicker kill of this Pokey. Of course, it doesn't drop a special prize, it just drops a key because it's a Pokey in Turtle Rock. But
fun fact, the Ether Medallion use is faster if you're closer to the top of the screen, because it comes down from the top of the screen, the lightning bolt.
Oh, that's cool. I've seen that application in Super Jump Meyer entry.
I'm not going to call that an application because it's intentionally taking way too long.
It looks cool though. You get this kind of stream of lightning that just continues forever. I believe you can kill Pokies with Quake too, but they have to be on the ground when you cast it. Is that correct?
Yeah, Quake is silly. It doesn't kill enemies in the air. You can see this actually really easily in the Pengator room in Ice Palace. I'm pretty sure there's a clip of somebody like walking into the room. The penguins all like charge and jump, and they use Quake, and it just doesn't kill any of them.
I mean, that makes sense. It's an
does,
why would it kill airborne enemies? Have you ever tried to punch a bird? Okay, Krelbel is going to do these one-off checks that he missed out on for not having the items his first trip. Adilor is on one heart climbing the mountain.
Yeah, Adilor had a fun time with those boulders.
One notable thing we haven't seen yet is actually Tower of Hera. We got the big key. Did we get the big key?
No, we got a small
key. Oh, so we don't have to worry about that.
We don't have a fire source, and we don't have hook shot. So
we're good then. Hera can stay dead. Adilor is doing a mirror box setup to get on the transition for a fake flute. So when he bonks on that rock, it puts him on the transition, he re-enters his portal, and now he can drink the potion on the same frame he transitions, flute through 3. This puts him in fake light world, so there's nothing to pull on here. So he has to transition off screen to get back to the real dark world. Once he's here, he can use that super bunny he got from the fake flute to pull on Thieves Town. Then that animation it puts him in will also give him Link State. As long as he doesn't get hit by this thief, and as long as he actually opens Thieves Town, which he does not.
Oh, there's the thief.
He leaves behind Thieves Town and enters a building.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I tell Krelbel to do the mirror clip because I actually just forget that you can YPA.
Oh no.
But it's okay. we wind up getting it reasonably quickly. This whole bunny traversal thing appears to just be a mess for everybody.
Yeah. Adilor is only doing the in-logic checks here because he didn't open Thieves Town and can't do the Death Warp fake world setup. So he's just going to do the two things that you're expected to do, which is to mirror Super Bunny into the two houses at the top of Village of Outcasts. And when it's not there, he's going to go up to Skullwoods. If it is there, he can continue clearing the Village of Outcasts and do Thieves Town in logic. Espeon, so Krelbel is saying Espeon's voice actually cut out on Discord while he was doing that Death Mountain descent. And he forgot the safe spot to descend.
Yeah, we're just having a good time with this DMD. This nice, very relaxing walk over to Village of Outcasts, in which nothing eventful with the enemies happens whatsoever.
He's gonna check the bumper ledge. Bumper ledge is not in logic right now. And not accessible without one frame clip. So he's gonna just check it, make sure it's nothing, and then not have to worry about it again. Cinaeth is telling us that the mirror Super Bunny is not the only way to get Super Bunny into an entrance. You can also get bumped in by an enemy. That is not in logic here because you always have the mirror when you're doing this. In the one place where you can get to without the bunny, or without the Moon Pearl, where you would normally use a mirror Super Bunny, you can get damaged by the Murdered Dactyl at Meyer Shed. It is not in logic because the Murdered Dactyl will kill you on 3 hearts. So even that location will require the mirror by logic. And we're meeting in Skullwoods, taking 2 very different routes to get here. Adilor has taken a death inside Skullwoods on purpose. What that has done is it puts him in what's called Fake Dark World. When you haven't defeated Aghanim, the vanilla game does not expect you to be in the Dark World. So when you die, it would normally bring up, the save and quit menu to Link's house, but you're in a dungeon, so it just puts you in the front door of the dungeon in the light world. And when you exit, you're on that Dark World screen still because you haven't done an overworld transition to unload it, but you're in the light world, so you don't need the Moon Pearl to be Link.
So the reason that I think most people do they check this front chest is because if it's a key, you get better routing.
Yeah.
You have to death warp anyway, so you death warp here because it's very convenient. You check the chest, mirror out, and continue over to the back if it's not a key.
There's also a little bit more of a gambly thing you can do, where if that first chest isn't actually an item, you can just leave. Because the rest of Skullwoods is really slow to look for one item, and when you can't full clear it, and it might just be in the back anyway, it can be tempting to just come back later with the fire rod. And if it's a pendant, it might be tempting to come back never. Up to you if you want to make that gamble in a race, though. And I certainly wouldn't leave it behind if it wasn't the Moon Pearl. Krelbel is going to head down to Village of Outcasts now to do those mirror Super Bunny checks. Getting a nice little jump down on that ledge to avoid the red guard here. Adilor, meanwhile, has not checked Sahasrarla's closet yet, and I want to say that he has nowhere left to go except Eastern Palace from here, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be where he goes next. This has so far been a pretty efficient route for Adilor. Being able to single dip most areas, despite finding nothing of worth in most of them. Krelbel is going south for Sick Kid check. This is actually something I forgot about.
Yeah, we haven't done this yet.
Trying to remember if Adilor remembered Sick Kid. He did do chess game. We saw him Super Bunny into that. I don't remember Adilor getting It's quite possible that he did that with Kakariko, because he did that so late. Yeah. Adilor is having a long discussion with his mentor, or a long thought process of, should I continue into Eastern Palace after finding the Moon Pearl? And he says no, he's going to leave, and hope that there's nothing in the back of Pendant Eastern. I'd like to point out that this Moon Pearl and Cannonball chest has become a bit of a theme in this tournament, to the point where Orange is now calling it Espeon's chest.
What?
Don't ask me, it was Orange.
Is that real? Did that actually happen?
Last night in chat, yes.
Oh my god.
Krelbel's doing King's Tomb. Have we seen King's Tomb yet? From Adilor's chat?
No. Adilor didn't do King's Tomb.
Oh. Adilor, okay. That's fair. He can do it now. He has the mirror, and he can just mirror there like normal.
That's true.
We just Death Mountain Descent. I don't think Adilor checked Bumper Ledge, so doing Death Mountain Descent here allows him to do Bumper Ledge and King's Tomb if he chooses to.
Well, how else are you going to Dark World?
Super Jump.
I think Super Jump is not generally worth it because it is slow.
Yeah, I don't like Super Jump either. I know some people in this tournament really love it and have earned a reputation for it, but Adilor is remembering King's Tomb here. This is good. Even though it's nothing, this is a hard one to return to if you leave it behind, being just a lone save and quit check. Normally.
Krelbel doing a nice Eastern clip here. Getting into the dungeon nice and quickly from the bottom point. And here's Pearl. And when we just leave.
I like how you mirror out too, and then save and quit. There's just something visceral about mirroring out of a dungeon you choose not to clear. It's the ultimate note button. Adilor says no to the boomerang on Bumper Ledge. And now he can do Village of Outcasts. Having the hammer, he's going to be able to full clear Thieves Town with no guilt whatsoever, not having to worry about orphaning a chest in the back. It is a crystal. He'll also be able to check that bombable hut that Krelbel was able to check with that link state in fake Dark World. And Krelbel is going to...
I don't think we checked bombable hut.
You didn't check bombable hut?
No, I don't.
That's fair. You didn't do Thieves Town.
We didn't do fake flute.
Oh, you didn't do fake flute. That's right. You
no,
did
a miracle. So what happened with the save and quit on GT on Krelbel's screen is that he jumped down from the top, and we wanted to just do DMD, so we're like, well, we can't have that, so we just save and quit.
Oh, usually when that happens, I just say, I guess you're doing super jump instead.
Actually, I mean, that is actually fixable, though. If you just, I think you can just go over to Spectacle Rock, right? Or is there a transition there in the way? I don't remember.
I think there's a transition there. I wouldn't risk it. Like, the transition is somewhere really close to there. I know you can't get all the way to Kiki Skip Cave. Adilor finds a second bottle in Thieves Town. He's going to continue to the back because why not? It's a crystal you can clear. It is really easy to muscle memory into correcting your camera when you're not supposed to, or vice versa, when you're doing those hair clip setups. Because you do hair clip for so many different things that forgetting which one you're doing is one of the most common things. We got 2 runners in Thieves Town now, with Adilor just a little bit ahead.
I think we've actually cleared exactly the same set of locations. I can't think of anything that has not been checked by one that has been checked by the other.
So we get to see exactly how far ahead Adilor is. It's not much. Those opening routes don't make that much of a difference. I think the difference is accounted for by that shovel and book check that Krelbel had to do later. Everything else was pretty much the same.
Yeah, maybe the fake flute saves a little bit of time, but then there were some a little bit of issues afterwards, so
Yeah.
That might have had some problems.
I wouldn't say Adilor was ever behind. I think they were
No,
always...
I wouldn't. Yeah, it was always like Adilor deciding to delay CAC was the important thing, I think.
Link on Krelbel's side just looks like he's constantly doing the not like this face when he's walking up.
Oh man.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have put it in chat for you.
I think that emote is a pretty good descriptor of this race so far.
Indeed. I'm pretty sure I put that emote in your chats when you guys found the Moon Pearl.
Oh god, I wasn't looking.
That's a fire rod in the back of Thieves Town. Which would have been nice to have before going to Skullwoods. If you had been able to do the fake flute and actually open Thieves Town, you would have been able to clear Thieves Town before going to Skullwoods and single dip Skullwoods as well. Showing the value of that fake flute play. When it goes right well.
I mean, actually don't know why Adilor didn't just go into Thieves Town. Like, the thief hit you, but you can just go back and pull it.
It was just a mistake. Like, he only kind of knew what he was supposed to do there, and Orange was trying to tell him that, you know, you need to actually open Thieves Town and not just get Link State, and I think he walked into the building before Orange could stop him and lost his Link State, and it was too late.
Life mentoring, yeah, that can be rough.
And you got that little bit of delay too, so you don't always get to rescue your mentee from situations like that. For example, hard locks.
Has that? Wait, we did do that race. We did restream that race.
We did restream. We restreamed that one live.
Wait, I commentated that race. I should know that.
I commentated that, Espeon.
I should remember that.
I feel like that's a thing to remember too. It was our first hard lock, hopefully our last of the tournament.
Alright, so Adilor now opting to go to Skullwoods. We got the fire rod in back of Thieves Town, which means that we can clear this crystal dungeon. It is only one item on Mothula, so it is not super valuable. But it is.
I believe it is on Moth too, because he doesn't have enough keys.
Well, we already saw a map and compass.
Yeah, and the key would be in the front, because it can't be on Moth. You can also check Pedestal here if he wants to. With these pendants, I would be inclined to. Despite Turtle Rock being one of them, we are only an ice rod away from that being accessible, if not in logic.
The fanfare poses for the Sprite Shuffler always seem to be really funny.
Yeah, because most of the poses don't have arms. So, at least they don't have arms facing up.
Wait, did Adilor not get the glove in Bombable Hut?
Well, Adilor didn't do Bombable Hut? Maybe he's gonna go down and check it on the way to Meyer. This is Adilor's tracker we are live streaming. This is not a live tracker, so depending on whether he's using an auto tracker or not, it may or may not be accurate.
Yeah, but a glove is the kind of thing that you want to track right away, just in case you forget about it, because it's not super obvious all the time.
It's not something you can check with just a quick swap. That is a silver arrows on Mothula. Krelbel is doing, I want to say 30 digs.
That is 30 digs, yes.
Gross. Of course it is.
I counted while we were doing it.
That's what mentors are for.
Telling you just how bad your luck is.
I wish I had a mentor to count my digs. Krelbel's having a little trouble with this. I think he's trying to check the medallion. You actually need to go closer to the door to do that. But it does set you up with invincibility frames that you can use to dash through this hallway. I don't think he's aware of that in this race.
But yeah, Meyer is Bombos.
Adilor is backtracking through Skullwoods, which means he does intend to head down, checking Bombable Hut on the way to Meyer for a little bit of extra efficiency compared to checking it first. Because there isn't very much that Adilor could have found there that would have made Skullwoods faster, except perhaps a sword.
Well, the one thing actually that would make it faster to do this route is a glove, because then you can mirror and then go down through the through the portal.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that true, though? Because you still get hit by that black rock. Is it still faster?
No, you mirror outside of Skullwoods, go down.
And then there's a black rock in your way.
Hammer.
But then you have to go the long way through the flowers.
Well, it's not that slow because you have sword and boots, so whatever.
That's true. It's very laggy there, though. I'm sure you're correct, though, that is faster. Backtracking through Skullwoods is very slow.
Yeah, you have like 6 door transitions. It's awful.
You could also check Ped and not have to return to the Dark World. I don't think Adilor...
Yeah, did Adilor check Ped? Adilor didn't check Ped, oh no.
No, Adilor, please, do it for chat, even though you didn't have a chat at the time.
No, you do it for routing efficiency. Chat doesn't matter.
Maybe he says, I already skipped Eastern. If it's there, I don't want to know. Adilor did check Ped. We were just not paying attention because we were arguing about how fast it is to walk out of... It was dead. Thanks, Adilor. He's gonna do his 30 digs now. That item get sprite on Krelbel's side is just so funny. He looks like the Mad Magazine kid.
So Krelbel finishes up Desert Palace. We're just here, and it's a crystal, so why not?
And we have Adilor just hot on his heels. The main difference here, the time difference you're seeing, is that Adilor has done Skullwoods and Krelbel has not. So it may look like Krelbel is ahead, but they are 1 Skullwoods clear ahead and maybe less, maybe more. It's really hard to tell.
First Pedal Dungeon Seed. I mean, that basically requires that you have an item on both Pedestal and Lumberjack. So it's pretty rare. It's a lot rarer than it would be normally.
I guess you
work? Oh my god, that mirror works. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
Adilor just did a really sketch mirror.
That was sketch. What does Stumpy have for us? He has bombs. The nice thing about mirroring down there is you don't mirror bonk when you re-enter. When you exit the dungeon here, and your mirror portal is right on the door, you have to carry an item through it or else you'll bonk. Hype Cave is just bombs. And rupees. And a sword. Not great, but you can't complain about the tempered sword. Finding it this early into the Dark World. Yeah, I agree with Krelbel in chat. That little dip into the Meyer Overworld on the way to Stumpy feels really good to route in. Going from that direction, everything is just on the way and it feels really good. Krelbel is heading into Pod. He has the hammer and the bow and the lamp. This is all in logic and this is all accessible.
Yeah, this route worked out really well. Yeah, I just picked up a lamp and like, alright, we're just going to Pod now.
Krelbel in chat is giving us that insight that they were actually considering mirror wrapping into Ice Palace before finding the lamp. I hope you meant from a save and quit, because that is a lot of progress you would lose if you hardlocked there.
Oh, we're crazy. We do it right away.
You do it right away. Adilor has up teleported instead of down teleported and hit a soft lock. Teleported into a wall, which can't feel good. He's gonna recover from that mountain climbing incident pretty quickly by going into this portal down here and just do the checks from the other direction. No big deal. The glove does make this much easier to return to. If you don't have a glove, then your options are a little bit less appealing. You're either doing a super jump or you're just walking back.
Adilor is way too high for that bomb clip. That's not going to work.
Is getting some live mentoring here.
Killing the most irritating bomber in the game.
Yes. Well, there's the one where you're trying to fake flipper to Dark Ice Rod Cave in the modes that...
No,
that
this guy's
would
way. Why is it faster? It's faster if you're going to Mire. Or Stumpy, I guess.
You save a few screen transitions, not walking around. There's another clip you can do a little bit below it that's marginally slower. So if you're not consistent at the bomb clip, you can just do that instead. Where you just clip through this little elbow here that Adilor is going to do right now, actually. Very convenient. He's going to show us this clip. He's going to try to spin speed clip, but you can also just dash buffer through it if you have trouble with the spin speed setup. The spin speed does require a particular pixel lineup.
I mean, I just kind of rub my face against the corner until I get it. It usually works.
Marking it with your scent. Like a cat.
Espeons are sort of cat-like.
Yeah, they kind of are. They're like Sphinx cats. They're the kind of cat that you have to like bathe because they have weird folds in their skin.
Oh, gross. Never mind.
You don't want a Sphinx cat, trust me. They're like bulldogs. I don't care how Espeon-like they are. Adilor is just hot on his heels here, going into pod. With all that early divergence that we saw at the beginning, this is becoming a theme of no divergence in the Dark World. Everyone's just going the same places. Because when you find an item, there's only one logical place it leads to. That's just where you go. And by logical, I mean not like literally logical. I just mean what appeals to you. What makes sense to do.
I mean, yeah, there's been pretty much only one, I guess, typical route through the Dark World here, because we don't have a glove, we just have a hammer, so we go ahead and go straight to Thieves Town. Then you get the glove, you're like, okay, and then you finish Desert, mirror over to Checkerboard Cave, and there's the lamp. Okay, I'm just gonna go to Pod now, because we have bow, lamp, hammer.
Red mail, everybody's favorite item. You learn to hate red mail in this mode when you have to death warp to get your Moon Pearl. Having red mail is truly awful. Just gets in your way. Krelbel is now heading to back of pod to fight Helmasaur. He's gonna forego the hearts. He doesn't have enough hearts to get sword beams here, so he's just gonna go in with what he has. Remembering that he does not need to hit the switch there.
Yeah, I found it interesting that people do different movement. I usually don't hit the switch, so I just shoot an arrow or beam the crystal switch up there, because that's kind of what you do in NFG.
And it also, I guess it sets up a consistent dash with that spike. I always feel like when those pigs are down, because I went a different way, it throws me off. And things get pretty quiet when we're in dungeons. Not very many glitches to talk about here. It's just pod. But we're about to fight Helmosaur, and we'll see where that leads next. Do we mirror and go to Eastern, or we do other checks like the mountain?
Nah, Eastern's a pendant. Why would you go there?
Because you'll never come back if you don't.
There's exactly one very obvious place you should be going right now.
Yeah, so with that hammer, hookshot, fire rod, and cane of Samaria, and the bow, we can full clear Ganon's tower in one sitting. Ganon's tower is accessible with a clip, so your decision to go there is going to be based on whether you have the items necessary to clear it. Adilor is here in half a heart, considering his options. He's going to get the hearts in these pots up here. He was attempting a thing called stair launch, where you use this... I don't understand it myself, but when there's a Samaria block on screen, and then you arm water walk at that pit, you can dash right through those stairs, get a little bit more distance than usual, and go through the pegs. But Adilor is just going to do the normal way where you bonk and hit the switch.
Oh no, this Palace of Darkness is not going very well. Because Pog Clip is a bad name.
I agree. And you know what? There's a third name. I call it Stair Launch. Don't at me.
Okay. You know what's even worse than Pog Clip? There is a worse glitch potential name than Pog Clip.
Oh gosh. Is it Stanta Cape or whatever?
It is Santa Dash, which is by far the single worst piece of terminology I have ever heard in my entire life.
Can't be worse than Cave 45.
Nope. At least Cave 45 is like... At least Cave 45 is just like a bad name. Like, Santa Dash is explicitly confusing and poorly named. And it is intentionally done so. There are other good options, and it makes me very sad.
Well, don't at me, but I still think Citrus Clip is on the same level as Santa Dash. And obscure glitch names.
You know, I'll agree with that, but at least it sounds nice. At least the phrase Citrus Clip sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds like lemon zest. You know, it's like something you put on your drink or something for a little spice. Gonna get this little garnish of Citrus Clip on my margarita. Krelbel is gonna blaze through Ganon's tower. This is gonna be a single dip. Very rare to see in Overworld Glitches. You usually go here when you get access to Ice Armos, but not necessarily from both directions. Chuck Seaman hates the name Santa Dash so much he accidentally spelled it Santa Claus. Yeah, I agree. Pog Clip is actually worse because it sounds like Pod Clip, and Pod Clip is an overworld glitch you can do using the mirror. But a lot of people don't really know that. Pod Clip is really bad.
But they're both terrible.
K45. Every once in a while you have a brain fart, and no matter how many times you've gone through Ganon's tower, bonk. You forget that you cannot bonk the rando room door. That's the sort of thing an NMG runner would do, because they don't normally go here. Adilor seems to have fallen a bit behind because of this pod slowdown. Now he's still going to Helmasaur here. That is the entire left side of Ganon's tower minus Ice Armos, but plus however long it took to do Skullwoods. So we see a little bit of time loss here. Not that much though, just a little bit.
Nope, it is not called K45 because it is like something in the game. It is a reference to a specific map on the internet that labels it as 45.
Yeah, there's some dude named Ian Albert made this map and put numbers on it.
It's not in-game. It's not in-game at all. It's a pretty bad reason, but for some reason they couldn't think of anything better. I don't know, I think South of Grove is a perfectly fine name.
I like to call it Groveyard Ledge.
That just sounds silly, but it's also fine. Oh yeah, Tile Room is a key, by the way. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. We only have one key going in here. That key is meant for the middle door. And there can't be more than one key upstairs, so the other key was used to get here. I wish I understood this key logic as well as Espeon does, but when I see very few keys going in here, I just assume Tile Room's a key, and then I count how many doors I have left and how many keys I have left and say, yep, it's a key.
Petition to rename it Groveyard Wedge.
It's not a good way to count keys, but I just cannot understand the logic itself. We get flippers in Ganon's tower. So steady stream of progression here. Nothing too sudden. Just a little trickle here and there. We didn't find anything good in Pod except the hook shot, but the hook shot led us here. And then we found the flippers. Flippers, hook shot, hammer. That makes you think Ice Palace, perhaps. Flippers also open up, not Ice Palace, Swamp Palace.
Wait, Flippers, hook shot, hammer makes you think ice?
No, I meant Swamp, but actually I was going to say Ice Palace is in logic too, with the Fire Rod. You can do a clip using the flippers to get in, so you don't need the mitts. The flippers are not logically required to swim to Ice Palace normally, but they are required for a clip.
Yeah, we continue to GT Big Chest because I prefer to route conservatively usually. So
Yeah,
we just kind of go there because we have access to it and it's in logic.
Usually what I do in this situation is I actually go right side first to avoid that. To guarantee that I have the big key before getting to Ice Armos on the other side. Going to Ice Armos before you've done the other side can lock you out of the GT Big Chest, requiring you to do that kind of double dip of the pathway to the big chest. Krelbel here is on one arrow. Who is he going to fire it at? Who's going to be deserving of this single arrow?
It's the single arrow we picked up on Desert Palace Wedge.
Yeah, see, aren't we glad? If we didn't pick that up, we'd just have an bow, and that wouldn't be very fun. Just an easy gauntlet for Krelbel. Nothing really missing here. We have the lamp, the fire rod, the bow. And having all the items means this is also in logic to have items for progression. We're still looking for the Bombos medallion for Misery Mire. That is, I believe, it. I think we have everything else we need to beat the game, having found the flippers.
Yeah, this is a fun medallion hunt. You hope to see them.
Yep. Medallion locks 2 locations in the entire game. We're looking for Bombos. We already have the Fire Rod, so there isn't even anything in Ice Palace it could be locking. Turtle Rock is Quake, so even the key logic doesn't keep us out of there, because we just have normal access to Turtle Rock.
Yes, medallion hunt is bad. It is one step up from Ice Rod hunt in how bad it is.
And it's even worse in Overworld Glitches, because Ganon's Tower is also a location it can be in. Krelbel miscounted the land mollis. I can see, I actually did too when I was watching. I was very confused at how that one popped up again. But it looks like you thought you hit it, but you didn't. Because it went underground at the same time your Fire Rod landed.
Oh, can you guys not count to 2 and 3? Because that's all you have to do.
No, because it looked like the Lambo died, but it actually went underground. It was an illusion. Oh, Quake was in the same place as Flippers. So if there's any key locking in Turtle Rock, it's gone now. We have full access. We get to our first chest in the tower. Just a rupee.
I have to tell Krelbel to run back and get the key from the mini Helma sword.
Yeah,
because
you
we don't
left,
have it to run.
You left the other key in Tower Room. So you had to grab this key here. And now you can see we have 0 keys, 1 locked door in the basement, and 1 chest in the basement. So that chest has to be the small key. But Espeon knew that before, just by the logic, instead of counting keys.
I think I knew us, like, when we opened Fire Snake's room chest.
Dang.
You can learn a lot about the positions of things.
Hey Espeon, you should make a video where you go over all the logic of Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good resource to have.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I'm sorry.
For those watching this, Espeon did. And all the Mentor Tournament people watched it. It was very helpful. And then he forgot to archive them, so they're gone now.
Oops.
I'm sorry. They were very long videos too, so convincing him to remake them is a little bit much to ask. He's already put so much work into this tournament. Look at this pattern from Aghanim. Just
He's been a real jerk today.
2 on either side, and the middle one gives you a blue ball. There's no way you're getting a good hit on that one. Those symmetrical Agas always look like they'll be good triples, but they never are. You can only get like a double on those.
I think the way to do that one is to go like left of the real one, and then let them fire up at you.
Yeah, you kind of have to resist the temptation to try and center yourself between them. Because then you're just going to send them, away from middle.
And at best, you'll get only 1 hit because they hit at the same time.
Oh, that's true. Having already checked Pyramid Ledge, we're probably going to go to Hammer Pigs from here. If not Catfish. These are the 2 things that you can get to from the pyramid. This is going to be a Hammer Pigs check. Krelbel is going to clip into the moat here. Even without the flippers, you can fake flipper on that transition. Swim across this very long moat. Long enough to make Michael Phelps cry. And hold up left and do this transition and you'll pop back in bounds.
Hey, look, it's a paperweight.
So Krelbel and Espeon are deciding to activate that flute. As you know, the flute doesn't do much So you don't normally activate it, but we're in Kakariko Village right now. We're doing a quick magic bat check, and then we're gonna head into Skullwoods, walking right past that flute activation spot. Very hard to justify not activating the flute here.
In any other scenario, I would not activate it, but we are literally walking 2 steps away.
Adilor knows he needs that key. He also skipped the tile room chest. And this is going to be...
World here.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, we don't have bits. Where are you going?
I guess you're going the long way. It can be really hard to manage your mirror portal when you're sort of lean on Dark World access. You know, knowing where to drop it can save you, you know, whole screen transitions, which are several seconds long. Yeah, you need the mitts to get out of there. So you actually did have to leave that portal there. Thanks, Krelbel, for pointing that out. And the only way back to the Dark World, besides, you know, another Death Mountain descent, is to go the long way around to this Hammer Pigs. And this is actually where we see both runners having done the same checks. Krelbel will be ahead by Hammer Pigs and is going to do Skullwoods, and Adilor is going to catch up. Assuming he also does Hammer Pigs, we'll get to see whether they sync up or not. So one notable location that has been orphaned is Catfish. When you have chosen to go to Turtle Rock from the mountain, you orphan Catfish, and when you have chosen to go to Hammer Pigs from the pyramid, you're also orphaning that. They do have the hookshot, so if they wanted to, they could go up the mountain, do those 3 hookshot cave checks that they left behind. Actually, I believe it's 4 because they didn't have the Moon Pearl when they were there. And route that into Catfish.
I mean, okay, but we have Swamp Palace and Ice Palace crystals to do.
So they're gonna do dungeons, if not that. Dungeons make sense. Swamp Palace and Ice Palace are nice dungeons to go mode, but they're also very item dense. Ice Palace is pretty fast to do with the cane. Adilor is going to do Hammer Pigs. He's not going to continue to Skullwoods because he's already done Skullwoods. And look at this. Adilor is doing Hammer Pigs while Krelbel is fighting Mothula. They are neck and neck here. Adilor is contemplating the flute. So Krelbel gets the silver arrows and the crystal. Adilor is checking Magic Bat. And they're going to decide at the same time where to go next. Very cool.
Well, we check Pedestal first, at least. But we have really hit the point of convergence.
Yeah. And there you go. At 1:21:04, Adilor has saved and quit. Krelbel is running out of here, probably to use the flute.
Well, we have flute, so we're just going to
So
use
at 1:21:19, Krelbel has used the flute. That is their difference.
Oh, Adilor with the back of his escape.
Yeah, Adilor's doing back of escape. He got that glove in the Dark World and has just been on a path through the Dark World, clearing dungeons, has not had an opportunity to route this in. This is just an overworld check. It is a key, so it's only 2 items. Not nearly as valuable as it could have been earlier.
Hello? What's the other item?
I don't know. We got a little bit of a cut from Adilor. I don't see anything marked in his trackers, so it probably wasn't anything good. Okay, Adilor is going to follow Krelbel into Swamp Palace. Look at this. Krelbel is exiting the dam at 122.18.
This is a silly high five.
Yeah. They're both entering the different world versions of Swamp Palace at the same time. Yeah, Traxima is making a very good point. The item in the back of Escape was not Bombos. We don't care what it is. Unless it's the Ice Rod, it's not going to be anything we care about. At 122.52, Adilor enters Swamp Palace. Just seconds apart from each other.
Yeah, so the question now is, do you go to left side swamp first? You're one item from go mode. The kind of like typical answer is no, you don't, because you're one item from go mode. You just go to the back and hope you get it. But of course, left side swamp is now somewhat faster, so it becomes a better option. Right, so Krelbel coming back up into the hub room, dashing up to the left side and then going back. This is where I'm like, no, don't go to left side swamp because it's bad.
Oh, the hand of the mentor. I love to see it. It's like a big wall master just looming over their head the whole time. Picks them up and puts them down where they belong. Picking up that pot. If you charge you don't have to charge your sword to do diver down. It's actually possible to clip in without charging your sword for a spin. It takes a little bit of finesse to do so. So if you have charged a spin, you can save a little bit of time by grabbing that pot and not releasing it. Adilor is going to left side swamp. He says no thanks to the double dip. This is a little bit risky because he hasn't found the big key yet. So if he finds a big key in the back and the big key locks an item, he might actually have to double dip anyway.
And we do know there is at least one item back here because Krelbel got the compass in, where is it? The diver down room chests.
Krelbel tries to shoot an arrow, but gets a poke instead.
Yeah, don't hold out your sword during the arrow shot. Also, the big key is here, so you have to double dip anyway.
No matter what, you don't get to clear this efficiently. It's very rude. Adilor. Okay, so Krelbel, well, we're going to time exiting Swamp Palace after full clearing to see who's ahead.
Yeah, so Krelbel now going back in for Big Justin. There is one item on the left side.
You can really see how things like skipping left side entirely can put you ahead, assuming it's nothing. that would have put Krelbel on the lead, but he is going to go back in here because there aren't very many checks left to do in the game that are very nice.
Yeah, really we're debating here whether or not to skip it. And I'm like, well, we probably should, but it's up to you. And Krelbel's like, nah, we're gonna do it. Which is fine. It's just like the conservative option. It is also one item, which is kind of bad. Mm-hmm. But
you're already here. You're already here. It's really 2 items. Once you're in Swamp, it's hard to only do the big chest and not the left side also. You've invested so much time into this.
It's easy. It's easy. You just...
Mirror out?
You just switch to the mirror and press Y, and then you leave.
I wish I was that brave.
Also, no one does this cool hook shot anymore because everyone only knows diver down now. There's a hook shot from the top, like the top left platform in the main hub of Swamp, down to the middle left platform, and no one does it anymore because it was cool for like 1 week.
Adilor gets that arrow shot, not holding his sword out. He's gonna get the big key, which locks 1 item, and he's gonna say, "God dang it!"
And Krelbel is dropping down into the last item here. So we're gonna get this and leave.
Already
a little bit of nudging.
Already meaning to mirror. 127.30. We exit Swamp. 128.30.
Oh, it's time for a heart attack.
Oh yes. Okay, so Espeon's cardiologist is on call here. Krelbel is about to do a mirror wrap. Now this mirror wrap puts you very close to a hard lock transition. But you have to get close to it for the mirror wrap to work. You have, I want to say, like 3 pixels of leeway. So he's going to do a manual lineup for this transition. He's going to hit himself with the bomb to get onto the transition, and then he's going to do the mirror wrap.
Yeah, saving quits are for cowards.
We're go. We're just going to kiss this transition right here. Go up, up, up. Okay, you're good? Nope.
Hello.
Up 1 more just to give Espeon a heart attack. I forgot to time Adilor. I was watching Espeon. Adilor is going to do a different clip here. He's going to do what's called the Flippers Wrap. This is a little... I would like to say this is safer, except that our only hard lock in the tournament was from this clip. So I no longer call this the safer method.
It is statistically not safer.
Yeah. So he's going to get onto this ledge with a teleport, and then he's going to get onto this ledge with a clip. This is going to be a spin speed clip for him, if he can pull it off. You can see how much faster the mirror wrap is just by how much time it takes to clip onto these things. Even when you get it first try, it's still slower. You have to do it 4 times. So you kind of dash around that transition there, which wraps you around the screen, and then you dash over and do it again.
Oh, the hard lock with flipper wrap. I'll point it out in a second. Where it can happen.
You could also just watch Professor Render versus I forget who he was playing against.
Void.
Void Soul.
Okay,
yeah.
So on this transition to the right, if you hold upright instead, if you get like a phantom diagonal or something, you're 1 pixel higher on the next screen, and then you're like over a ledge, and you can get pushed down out of the water, and then you're screwed.
Yeah, when you get pushed into the water, it puts you onto a transition that will infinite scroll you that you can't even see.
I mean, you can tell if you have like really sharp eyes looking, and you're looking at the movements exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the bad movement, but you can't see the transition. Not like you can in Ice Palace. Yeah, Professor Render is here in chat right now reliving that moment. I'm very sorry. I don't mean to bring out your darkest moments in the tournament for everybody to hear.
It's okay. Everybody hardlocks there like 100 times or something at some point.
It is a good cautionary tale for people attempting that clip. So people who are afraid of the mirror wrap, it is statistically safer, as Fiona pointed out, by a sample of 1.
We have plenty of samples. We have a lot of people doing the mirror wrap and a lot of people doing the flipper wrap. And 0 people have hardlocked on the mirror wrap, and 1 person is hardlocked on the flipper wrap.
We did have Adilor have some fun adventures with that mirror wrap, though. a while ago. He didn't hardlock, but he got into some weird screen wrapped out of bounds and had to find his way out of it because getting there was such an investment that going back was not really an option for us. That was a little bit scary.
So yeah, we're just in Ice Palace. We're just doing a standard icebreaker clear.
Mm-hmm.
Hop through to the big chest, get everything on the right side, and then you just clear it.
Yep. I love icebreaker.
You know what a good glitch name is? Icebreaker. Icebreaker is a good glitch name.
Who named that? Was it you?
Yes.
That is a really good name. There's our ice rod. No, please.
Not what you want.
Oh, great. Now we can do pendant TR. Adilor did not check pedestal when he was at... Oh wait,
No,
he did
Adilor
check
checked
ped. We were just distracted, that's right. Me, who has literally watched this race twice. Forgetting again that Adilor checked ped. At least Espeon has the excuse of not watching Adilor the first time.
I was busy freaking out over mirror wraps.
Krelbel has a very clear but tenuous lead over Adilor here. This is an item hunt, so if they diverge, it could swing one way or another.
And there is another unique item that we don't want. The mitts.
The mitts. Putting the smith in logic and the purple chest in literally nothing else. Because we have done everything else that the mitts could possibly lock.
Alright, Adilor finishing up Ice Palace now. Picking up those mitts. We are once again tied on Crystal Dungeons cleared. Krelbel is now heading to Turtle Rock. Or at least doing T-Rock climb. Having some problems with the mirror wrap here. Oh yeah, this is bad. So what's happening here is Krelbel has some problems with the typical setup, which snaps you right onto the right pixel. So I actually go ahead and instead of saving and quitting, I go ahead and teach Krelbel the really old setup where you do everything manually and line up on the transition manually and everything, and it has like this down left movement here, and it's super awkward.
So what I would do in this situation, I don't think Espeon was actually aware that you could do this at the time, but if you just transition over again in the plateau area, you can actually hop off of that diagonal ledge and it'll put you back on the floor, and you can start that clip over again from scratch and not have to stay with it.
I actually didn't know this was possible. I assumed that because usually that kind of thing just puts you stuck in a wall.
Yeah, no, it gives you could do a really big leap and it just puts you on the floor, and it's super nice because then you never have to do the manual lineup again.
Meanwhile, Adilor is going to Tower of Hera, which we have not really seen any of. We just peeked in for a bit at the start, didn't find the big key, and have not come back until now.
I missed if Adilor did Herapot. I'm guessing he did. Perfect Herapot, he says in chat. Very good. Krelbel is still struggling with this mirror wrap. This is good. He got the mirror wrap. He just has to do the same inputs again, up and then left. I guess it's down and then left. I think they both work.
It is down left. I don't think up works. Up puts you too low, I think.
I haven't done this setup in a long time. Adilor has a green pendant.
The mirror map takes 1 Hera's worth of time. Oh no, that's not a good metric. I don't like that metric.
I just love like Krelbel's slot machine arm that he's got. Now Krelbel is gonna go to just straight to Trinex here. This is really nice because this will put him in the front door, which he is already. He hasn't opened, but he can mirror out of there and do the. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if he has items to go to in Turtle Rock or not. I was not counting, but if he does have items in TR, he can enter Turtle Rock.
Okay, so we did TR at the start, right? And
yeah.
Without Pearl. And because of key logic, we know that there are 2 keys in Roller Room.
There you go.
So we don't need to go there. So we just go straight to Laser Bridge and just clear the whole thing from back here.
I don't
know why. I don't know why that fire rod didn't work.
Why did that fire rod not work?
I saw that and I was like, I'm confused.
I'm just gonna guess some kind of same frame thing. Probably hit on the same frame that the arm started moving or something stupid like that. I would have been pretty mad if I was doing a low magic fight and that happened.
Trinex is weird sometimes.
Adilor is going to do a clip here. I believe he probably accidentally dashed off of the land bridge and is using this to get back up. This will put him in Hookshot Cave, so... He's going to enter from the back. I think this is slower than using the rock.
I think you should like leave and jump down, and like that's probably faster. Okay, it actually might be faster because you don't have to, like when you fall down here, you get put back at the top entrance instead of at the bottom.
That's worse.
Yeah, that's why jumping down is better.
Yeah, but I also think it's faster for other reasons, because using the bombs is also slow and it's more screen transitions. Well, maybe not more screen transitions, because you also have the overworld ones that you have to do. Both of them are in Hookshot Cave right now, doing it in reverse. This is a theme. We got Krelbel doing Turtle Rock in reverse. We've got Adilor doing Hookshot Cave in reverse. Now Adilor is going to do Hookshot Cave. It's going to do Turtle Rock front to back. He's actually going to open the front door and get those 2 keys in the front, which I think was from a key logic miscount. I don't think he and Orange know that those are keys. Meanwhile, Krelbel is going to drop down the mountain, do one of the few checks he has left besides the back of Escape and the green pendant turn in, and that's going to be Catfish. So let's see if our progression was just here the whole time. And it was. That is a medallion from Catfish. Not quite vanilla, but it is our go mode. And it is an item that you can just get as soon as you get the Moon Pearl. So that late Moon Pearl in Eastern Palace was the defining moment of the seed. Adilor says Orange was figuring out the key logic and Adilor was just doing the checks because one of them may or may not be faster than the other. Sort of racing each other to who can figure out whether these are keys first. Adilor just by checking them, or Orange by doing the math in his head?
I mean, I figured it out like an hour ago.
Alright, Krelbel is just
gonna... What is this Bombos use sprite? This Bombos use... Oh, it's just the upwards walk sprite.
Yeah. Key and key. Yep.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad. He's gonna go front to back. This is slower.
Oh no, in this situation you should do mirrorless laser bridge.
Adilor knows mirrorless laser bridge. He's literally the first person I taught it to in this tournament.
You should do it.
Come on, Adilor. Show off your skills. Yeah, there's a lot of should'ves in this game. It's really hard to... When you have like two brains thinking about a seed at once, it's really easy for things to just get missed. It's sort of like... It's almost like playing One Mind. It's like... but with routing, it's almost harder than just playing by yourself.
Oh, it's a Godfire too, of course.
Ooh. We like to see that. It's almost never a Godmire when you want it to, and it's always a Godmire when you don't want it to be.
I mean, it's literally a 1 in 3 chance.
So were you thinking at this time that Adilor just had this the whole time and was doing other things?
Yeah, basically.
I like how Adilor, Krelbel is showing the lampless strat in Mire while having the lamp, which is really useful. If you have never done this in the dark, do what Krelbel just did there, but in the dark. And that is a very consistent way to hit that switch. Adilor has run out of magic and has to do laser skips here to get this last item. He's getting bullied,
we have
though.
16 hearts.
Yeah, he's getting bullied by this enemy. He's gonna just drink the potion.
Oh no. That is the setup for crashing your game.
Oh yeah. Well, he has plenty of health. He'll be fine. Not that Chex Human in chat would know about crashing your game on Laser Bridge. If you guys didn't know, if you get hit on the same frame that you die while falling in a pit. So if you fall in a pit and get hit and that kills you on the same frame, you will get something called a death hole. And if that pit is a damaging pit, it can crash your game and do things to your save file. So try to avoid that situation as much as possible. It kind of sucks because it's usually out of your control. It's usually because you messed up Laser Bridge. It's not something you did on purpose. We're going to use this pod portal here to just quickly get to Ganon. Having been on a medallion hunt this whole seed, we have cleared every other crystal. That Bombos was only locking us out of one location. We're going to take advantage of that active flute and flute to 5. Adilor is going to take this pendant out of Turtle Rock. Having opened the front door already, he can just walk right out, go to Catfish. He's going to get his Bombos shortly too. You know, every time I see that "you think you're so smart" line from Ganon, I always think he's going to call me a dingus, and that I forgot.
Yeah, I know. It's so
I hate
scary.
that line so much. You think you can beat me?
I will not die until you have achieved your goal.
Dingus. Adilor is going to go to Misery Mire now. He is now an entire dungeon behind. So this is an unrecoverable loss unless Krelbel completely falls apart at Ganon.
Don't say those things.
That's okay, I can say them because it's in the past. You can't jinx the past. Oh, he got
skull.
mined. Oh, the bad luck there. Nothing you can do about that except cut the grass preemptively. This was definitely a seed. Not so much because of the item locations, but because of how close the runners followed each other the entire time.
Yeah, once it got to the end game, I was pretty much just focused on like density. Oh yeah, we save time with Flute just by getting to Mire. I think that was also really good.
Do you think you saved enough time to make up for not doing Skullwoods the first time?
Oh yeah, Easily.
Because if you had done Thieves Town and gotten the Fire Rod, you would have done Skullwoods you would have done Skullwoods in one trip.
No, I would have done Skullwoods. No, yeah, that's true.
If you had Fake Looted, you would have had the Fire Rod for Skullwoods and done that in single dip. And that's a GG to Krelbel and his mentor, Espeon. Would you like to come in for an interview, Espeon?
No, I think I'll decline.
Okay.
But we will have Krelbel.
Krelbel's just gonna fast forward. No patience for that.
Hello, hello.
And we're joined by Krelbel in chat and in voice.
Text and voice, yeah.
So, do you have anything to add? You were, of course, here the whole time listening to us scrutinize your every move.
It's funny that I've actually had 2 more Overworld Glitches races since this one, the Speed Gaming Daily and then the weekly. And so watching this race again was like it was interesting to see like the mistakes I made in this race and the lessons that I learned and things that I already changed in how I'm in how I did the following 2 races after it. Little routing mistakes, little differences, but yeah, this was a fun one. It was oh gosh, I mean, I remember Malmo, you saying how close it was, how surprisingly close it was, and it really was. Just we were just neck and neck, pretty much up until the divergence right at the end to. On a medallion hunt, and
I didn't realize that it was so close until Adilor went into Hera.
Yeah, one goes to Hera, one goes to TR earlier, and that's it. That's the.
Could have just been medallion on green pendant, and you guys would have been screwed. That's just how it goes in this game. Mm-hmm. Could have been back of escape.
Well, I mean, the next move I think after TR was to go to back of escape and then to Hera, and then we get but they probably win.
You still win. You still lose.
Yep.
And you can see the little execution mishaps on both your ends and how they add up in different ways to create the tiny difference you had going through during that synced phase. But because both of you are at kind of similar skill level, they sort of cancel out, and it didn't really matter as much as you would think it would in the moment. You'd think, oh, I had a really bad pod, but your opponent probably had a bad Death Mountain descent or something, and it kind of evens out. So you never want to let that get you down during a race.
Yeah, I always really enjoy racing against Adilor, because I feel like all of our races tend to be really close, and so it's a lot of fun.
One of the most fun things is finding your match.
Yeah, and
I'm really looking forward to the future. The week 4, I'm looking forward to seeing when you play against Schulter. Is a little scary. I think Adilor and Don Venier is maybe a closer.
Oh my god, the
less scary matchup.
At the same, like I was up against Lanxian in League,
NNG runner.
I think another one of my teammates is going up against Shippo next, and then I'm going up against Schulzer in this one. So it is fun, going up against opponents that you feel kind of close to the same skill level, but it's also definitely exciting going up against opponents that you feel like you're at a huge disadvantage to. But hey, it's rando. You never know. That's part of the that's definitely part of the fun for me.
Yeah, you get that kind of underdog effect for yourself and for people you're rooting for when you see these sort of lopsided matchups come much closer than you'd expect them to be.
Yeah, especially in this format where it's such a it's kind of a shallow or is that the right word?
Like a shallow spheres. like the sphere logic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's shallow. It doesn't usually go deeper than a few spheres.
Yeah, it kind of lends itself to these upsets, which is exciting.
It is exciting, and you can really exercise your routing muscle too. Getting these gigantic spheres cleaned up in a shorter amount of time than your opponent can make the difference, even if you end up on a late item hunt. We saw that in the weekly last night, where just people who had a more efficient route through the world, last location their go mode faster than the other people did.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really enjoy.
It's like my routing philosophy. Like, just do stuff efficiently.
Last location harder.
Yeah, you will at least get to your progression and not feel like you skipped something terrible.
There's a phrase in development, fail faster. I always like that one. It kind of captures that feeling of, if you're gonna do it badly, at least do it badly quickly, so that you can get there faster, get to the right answer faster.
Yeah.
So Adilor has defeated Ganon. He is also in chat with us. So if you would like to join us, you can stop by in the green room and we'll let you in.
I don't know if Orange is here, but if you are,
I don't see Orange.
Also feel free to join.
But yeah, this was a pretty fun one. The the troll on the Moon Pearl, and then I think my very next race after this one also had Moon Pearl in Cannonball Room.
Yeah.
Except I got to it a lot sooner because this race was still fresh in my memory.
I believe you were there. You can vouch for me when I say that Orange has called that Espeon's chest whenever it has the Moon Pearl. You can hear him groan audibly whenever the Moon Pearl comes out of that chest.
I'm so mad. I've seen that, like, I don't know, 5-6 times, maybe probably more.
And it's always Cannonball. Why is it always Cannonball?
Because it hates you.
Because it wants you to mirror out and leave an item deeper.
Exactly. The point is to make you feel even worse after you already feel bad about coming here. It's like, no, now I have to make another decision. Come on.
Yeah.
I just noticed.
If it was deeper.
Sahasra Bot's Homecoming. I love that so much.
Oh, I didn't realize that was added.
That is so good. Thanks, Cinaeth. I'm sure that was your doing.
But yeah, I think everything between finding the Moon Pearl and clearing Ice Palace, like, which is like the middle hour of this race, it felt very, very, very linear. Like, one step after the other, and you could see like both of us made the same decisions, almost identically all the way through. But they were always like, oh, there's really good density there, let's just go there, and just kept following the obvious density plays until they completely ran out, and you're faced with, oh boy, okay, Pendantera or Back of Escape or
I just continued following the obvious density plays, because the next dense thing is go to TR and Dark Death Mountain and Catfish. Like, that's just the next thing to do.
Yeah.
The seed really did have a 3-act structure. You had that Moon Pearl hunt, and then you had the middle part where everybody was just in lockstep the whole time, and then you had the medallion at the end.
Yep. But yeah, this was a fun one, and definitely looking forward to the last stage of Swiss and heading into brackets as well. It'll be a lot of fun. I had my first ever randomized swords race last night.
Did you enjoy the sword in the Lost Wood?
Yes, I enjoyed the 3 minutes of randomized swords that I got to experience.
You got to say that you did a randomized sword seed.
Yes, it counts. So
Adilor has declined an interview. He's been in chat time saying basically everything he needed to say. So good game to you.
Yep, GG, and looking forward to maybe facing off again in brackets.
There you go. And in between races, because you can just ping Overworld Glitches anytime you like and have a race.
Yep. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about this one aside from big thanks to to Adilor and the mentors, and Malmo for coming, and Cinaeth for putting on the restream. You guys are great. These restreams are always fun.
All right, so that concludes our race between Adilor and Krelbel. I would like to again remind you to commentator and Restreamer. Also, please follow the podcast itself. Go Mode Podcast is put on by 3 members of our community each by week. That is every 2 weeks. They put on a podcast discussing various aspects of A Link to the Past randomizer. It is a very niche podcast. If you like things related to A Link to the Past randomizer, I would highly recommend it. They also foster a wonderful community of people with a passion for learning and teaching and discussing the game. So if you want to join our Discord, we'll put the link in chat.
Okay, thank you all for watching. I've been Espeon, and with Malmo here in the commentator's booth.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye.